Welcome back to another edition of Tailgate Talk here at sunjournal.com. Callie Oakes, a tackling dummy, in for Randy Whitehouse and Justin Pelletier, bringing to you the Class B.
You can learn a lot from a dummy.
Maybe even more than with Whitehouse here.
You never know.
Yeah. We're going to bring to you here the Class B breakdown for the Western and Eastern B finals. Let's start with, well, we're here at Leavitt High School again. This is a familiar spot, right?
It's been that way the last couple of years.
I was going to say, they haven't lost in 20 some odd games, so Leavitt's got to be the favorite coming in here. They're facing a Gardner team that is playing much better now than when they played against Leavitt last, but at the same time, Leavitt's still going to be the favorite here.
Yeah, Leavitt is. I mean, this is the one team in Gardner that was in the mix with them for a half. It was 14-13 at the half, Leavitt, and then they ended up winning 34-13. One of the two Gardner touchdowns was on a long kick return. The big factor for Gardner is obviously Alonzo Connor. He's the guy. He scored 30 touchdowns this year. He is far and away their most gifted athlete, and the guy that all eyes are going to be on here for Leavitt and for Gardner. You know, they're wanting Connor to score 4 touchdowns as he did at Hamden, including a game winner, which was just a ridiculous run where it looked like Hamden had him down. He's just got that elusive ability, but that was on turf. This is going to be on a Libby Field surface that's a little bit weather beaten. That's next to us here. They couldn't even play here last week because of all that rain we had. So I think that might play into the Leavitt defense's hands, and of course Leavitt's defense is quicker than any defense in Class B, arguably, and certainly that Gardner has seen all year.
A lot of history here too. You talk about the past and the names that have come through here, but there's one player in particular in Jordan Hersom that's here right now that carries a legacy of football with him. This is another shot for him to cement that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a family tradition from his grandfather to his father to his uncle to his cousin that have all had a big role in the history of Maine high school football. Just historic figures. And Jordan has certainly carved out his reputation. He was a starter on last year's championship team as kind of a running back receiver type, started on defense as well, and now he's taken over as the option quarterback. He's the leading rusher for the, well, I believe Jake Willette's the leading rusher, but Hersom is right there with him. Was the leading rusher last week against Belfast in the semifinal game. He just makes good decisions. He knows how to run this offense, and he's certainly a big factor for Leavitt. Leavitt has an athletic offensive line, and they've got so many weapons around him that it's made them what they are.
And then, of course, on the other side of the coin, you've got the Western final, and right up the road here, up Route 408 ways, and then up 108, we've got Mountain Valley. There's another familiar refrain, Mountain Valley.
We've been here before
in a Western B final, and they've got Wells. Wells gave them a really, really good game the last time. Mountain Valley wins on the strength of a special teams play in that one. This is going to be a little bit tighter than Mountain Valley's probably used to playing so far this year.
We have been here before, and the statistic, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure if I do the math right, it's the 15th time in 22 years as a school that they've been in the Western Class B final. It's outrageous. So basically 2 out of every 3 Western B finals in the time that they've existed since 1989, they have played in. They've been, I only remember them losing on their home field once, and it was 5 years ago, and it was a situation like this where a team was coming up from York County. It was York that year. I just think this team is different. They have a different mentality. They have Cam Cobers at quarterback, who's just supremely confident, a great leader. They've got, again, like Leavitt, an athletic line, a fast defense, but a little more, you know, not so much the speed is a factor for them as the grit and the determination. Just a lot of typical overachieving Mountain Valley kids, and you know, I think they've got a good shot to move on and create the dream matchup that we've all been talking about for 3 years now in the state final.
And it may be the last time we get that chance too, depending on how reclassification potentially works and what class everybody else ends up in and everything like that.
Yeah,
so
it certainly looks like Leavitt will be Class A, and Mountain Valley, depending on what happens, could be B or even C in the next couple of years. And there's all kinds of things there with schools combining and things like that, but that's down the road, another story for another day.
Thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you, Cal. Thank you, Mr. 55 Tackling Dummy. For Tailgate Talk, Justin Pelletier. We'll see you this weekend.